Hello everyone, welcome to Celestial Pulse. This is part 4 of a multi-part video series where I'll be showing you how to start your crochet journey. So in this video, we are going to be learning how to do the single crochet stitch, okay? So as you will see, I've already made the chain, so you will need to watch the video before this one if you do not know how to make a chain. Other than that, let's get started. So here I have my chain ready. I'm going to hold my yarn this way, my hook, and I'm going to count 2 chains from the hook. 1, 2, okay? And I'm going to insert my hook in the second chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now I have 2 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through both loops, okay? Next one, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now I have 2, yarn over, pull through both, okay? Next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now I have 2, yarn over, pull through both, okay? So this is how we're going to continue. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. This is how you make a single crochet stitch, all right? So we're going to continue until we get to the end. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. You continue like that till you get to the end of your chain. Okay, now this is the last chain, and now we have a row of single crochet. We are going to count our stitches. So since we had made 10 chains, we should have 9 stitches because we did skip the first chain. So we're going to go, we have 9 stitches with us, so that's correct. So you have to consistently or constantly count your stitches so to make sure that your project is well done. So you're going to chain 1 and turn your work like a book as I have done. Now you notice that we now have these small V's on the top. Now you're going to insert your hook in the very first space, pull up a loop, okay, yarn over and pull through both. So you do the same thing, but this time you're inserting your hook and you should have like a V like shape when you insert it like that. Yarn over, pull through both, okay? So that is how you're going to continue for the rest of the row. Insert your hook, pull through, yarn over, pull through both, okay? All right, so make sure when you insert your hook, you are inserting both of the threads of yarn on top that you can see. It's no longer a chain anymore, it is now a complete stitch, okay? So this is the second row of single crochet. Here I'm just counting my stitches to make sure that I'm on the right track. Okay, pull through both. Now that's the last one. You see there's that space there, we need to put our hook in there. That is the last stitch that we're going to make. So make sure you always take note of that space because it's very easy to leave it out and that will cause some inconsistencies in your work. So you're going to count your stitches again. You have 9 and you're going to chain 1 and turn your work like a book, okay, like that. So go ahead and continue to the length of your desire. In my case, I'm going to continue up to row number 7 and I'll meet you when you're done. So always try to make sure that as you're crocheting, you're moving your fingers that are holding your project closer to your hook to keep the tension consistent, okay? Here, just trying to utilize that space again to put our last stitch so that our work looks neat and straight on the edges. Going to chain one and turn our work again. Okay, so here I am done with my 7 rows of single crochet. As you can see, it's making a very nice pattern. And here is me counting my rows. They are 7 rows of single crochet. So I'm just going to be showing you how we end a project. So first, when you get your last stitch, you're going to chain one, and then you're going to cut your yarn, and then you're going to pull through that tail and tighten. Okay, now this is where our darning needle comes into play. Our edges are nice and straight. We're ready to weave in our ends. So you insert your yarn this way on your needle, and now what you're going to do is to identify which one is your wrong side, and that is where you're going to be weaving in the yarn. So this is how I do it. You just look for a neat way of doing it. You're trying to weave in the yarn so that it doesn't show on the other side. So make sure that you're grabbing the yarn at the back only. You can go through multiple stitches at a time. And this is me just trying to make sure that I'm not pulling my project out of shape. So once you're satisfied with it, you're going to go ahead and this is one of the ways that I use to make sure that it's very secure. I saw it here on YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to before I cut it, I'm going to separate the yarn into half basically. So this one has 4 strands, so I have 2 strands on each side. So I get one side and then I'm going to weave it in one stitch, okay, or one yarn loop. I'm going to just take one strand and I'm going to weave it in one loop like so, okay, and then I'm going to tie it. Okay, I'm going to tie a tight knot. I'm going to tie it as tightly as I can, as many times as you see neat. So here I think I tied it for 3 times. Afterwards, you can go ahead and cut it when you have made sure it's nice and tight. So you cut it pretty close to the knot because it's at this point it's really secure. Okay, so that's me. Now for this one, I am going to use my smaller crochet hook to weave it in because it's quite small for me to thread it on the darning needle. So this is one of the ways you can use to weave in your ends if you do not have a darning needle. So I'm going to basically do the same thing I did, but this time it's just that I'm going to be going into each individual loop. I can't do multiple like I was doing with the needle. So once I'm satisfied, I'm going to do the same thing I did with that one to make a knot and cut the yarn. Just like that. Here I'm pulling through one of the sides, one of the half of the yarn, and then I'm tying my knots to make sure that it is nice and secure. So after you're satisfied, you go ahead and cut it again. And then you have a nice swatch of single crochet stitches. I think they make a very, very nice pattern. and I think it's a quite it's a tight stitch, as you can see. It has fewer gaps as compared to the others we're going to learn in a bit. Okay, so this is my single crochet swatch. I hope you enjoyed this. So practice this as much as you can. Make sure you're comfortable with it before you move on to the next stitch. Do a couple of small projects with it and be comfortable. And remember, always relax when you're crocheting. Relax your hands. Okay, so I'll see you in the next part. Thank you.